What's up? What's up? What up, people? How's it going out there? It is Tuesday. Lot going on. Big NBA draft tonight. Big, big story coming. Big story coming tonight. I think there's another shoe to fall in this draft. I think there's another thing that's going to happen. We're going to see if it happens. I'm John Browner. As you can see, this is the John Browner podcast. The Greek heat. It happened. Finally. Tonight's draft is who you're going to take. And the Padres 1-0 win last night in what I am calling the most important stretch of the season. They win 1-0. That is not sustainable, y'all. Let's get to it. Let's get to it. What's going on? As always, you can reach me on the show by email, the John Browner podcast at gmail.com. That's the place to mail, to message me long form, or if you want to be a guest on the show and you have something you want to talk about, this is the fastest way to do it. Or you could always just jump in the chat, because y'all know I love the chat. Y'all know I love it. Y'all know I love the chat pack. Shout out to the chat pack. Let me see. Hold on. I'm getting a weird man. Okay. So now let's talk about all the things, man. We are also, as y'all all know, trying to get to 300. We are doing the March to 300. We are on our way. I think we're up to, I'm already erasing the board. We're already up to, I don't want to say already, but we're up to about 280, somewhere in the 280. So we're getting close to 300. So I appreciate all y'all for being a part of this. I appreciate all y'all for making this happen, working with me, coming on the show, joining the show. If you want to be a part of what is happening, head over to YouTube, subscribe. If you're on X, if you're watching the show on X, I'd appreciate it if you would retweet the show. Shout out to all my friends at the Sporting Tribune. Lots of stuff coming there, lots of stuff to unpack there. In addition to that, follow the show, man. Tell somebody about the show. Help the show grow. I'd appreciate it. Getting things going in the right direction. And let's keep it that way. Now, let's talk about what's on the show today. Chat pack is in the building. We got the Manny index behind us. So let's start there. Let's start there, because I know people get upset about this. What you saw last night with the Padres is not sustainable, buddy. It's not. As a fan of the Padres, as an observer, as a person who wants what's best for them, because when good things happen to them, good things will happen for this program. This program will grow the better the Padres are. And man, listen, what I saw last night, as awesome as it was to see Manny launch that ball in the left center, as great as it was to see them play such a great baseball game against a very, very hot team, a first-place team, as great as that was, I got to tell y'all, man, that it did make me happy. You take every win when you can get it. Getting a win is not something that's subject to conversation. But when you see these teams coming in here playing well, and you hold them to 1-0, like, that's great. Michael King was great last night. This isn't, 5 strikeouts for Michael King, 93 pitches in 7 innings. Great night for Michael King. That's not the conversation. We're not having a conversation about Michael King. We're having a conversation right now, simply put, about the 1-0 score. We can't keep doing this. The Manny home run, which, like I said, if the Manny index is going to be dropping like this, if it's going to be dropping, we got to have the home runs. We got to have the home runs, and we can't have one every other week We got to have one every other game. If Manny Machado's not going to hit for average, then just become a slugger, big fella. I'm back. Whoops. If if you're not going to do that, bro, just become a super slugger. That's all. Become a slugger. Hit home runs. Let that be the thing now. Let that just be the thing. Just hit home runs. Period. I'm okay with that. I'm sure to get something out of it, the fans will be okay with that. I'm sure you will be heavily applauded if you go, all right, listen, I'm just going to hit home runs. I'm going for power. I'm swinging for the fence wherever we go because I know this batting average is going to look bad no matter what. And that might be the adjustment. That might be the thing that they've all talked about, that they've gotten together and they say, hey, man, listen, from an average standpoint, this year, it's not going to happen. But we can launch that thing over the fence as much as we possibly can. And maybe that's what you're getting. Maybe that's what you're going to see. I don't know. I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea. But 1-0 is not sustainable. You don't have the pitching. You don't have the arms. You got the bats. The Padres have shown they've got the bats for a 1-0 win. As difficult as this season has been to watch, yesterday is a great example of they can win close games. Because again, when Mason Miller comes into the game, 99.7% of the time it's over. They know it. We know it. We just needed to statistically represent on the scoreboard. But you got like Michael King's game yesterday, a great illustration of what the pitching staff has been for most of the year. Now, the Padres lead the league in 1-0 wins, by the way. I think it's like 3 or 4. But this idea that you can keep rolling out here and doing 1-0 wins, you can't, man. It's not sustainable. One of the not sustainable is a funny thing because the late, great Peter Seiler, who built this team financially, they asked him, is it sustainable to keep spending money like this? And at that late stage of his life, he said, oh, it's sustainable. He knew where he was going, so he was about to spend that money. He said it is sustainable. 1-0, though. Y'all, we can't keep counting on that. We can't keep hoping the Bill wins like that. 1-0? So yesterday's game, again, you only had 4 hits. You had hits from Tatis, by the way, who continues to basically carry the batting average on this team. You had a hit by Tatis, 2 hits by Manny, who's up to 185. You had a hit by Wagner, and that's it. And that's it, man. You only had 3 guys get hits. In a game like yesterday, against a hot team, you're not going to beat them 1-0 again today. And I told you over the next 13 games, we're going to find a lot out. Over the next 13 games, I think the season will either be looking up or it'll be over. I don't think this is a middle-of-the-road situation. Because now all you got to do is win another game against the Braves. Now you've won the series. Can they do that? Can they follow Browner's formula to a good season? Try to win every series. In the series you can't win, you split them. Simple baseball. Yes. Yes. He gets it. Our season is on the line these next games. Absolutely. The next 13 games, so for people who don't know, the next 13 games for the Padres are Atlanta, Los Angeles, I think it's Chicago, and then Los Angeles. And not the Angels. It's Braves, Dodgers, Cubs, Dodgers. It ends with a 4-gamer against the Dodgers. You got to win these 2 series You got to win against Atlanta. You got to win against Chicago. You got 2 3s. You got to take 2 of those 3. And then against the Dodgers, you got to fight like hell to split that 4th one. Because if you don't, this ship is sailed, man. This ship is sailed. Because and not from a record standpoint, from a confidence standpoint. Winning 1-0 is great. But the team hasn't struggled with winning 1-0. They got the most 1-0 wins in baseball. They struggled at winning 10-8. They struggle in that area. That's where you need to pull out the wins. That's where you need to see the success coming. That's where you need to see things starting to inch up. Bang, 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 bang. That's where you need to see the success begin to come in. 6-7, 8-2s, 6-6. I would love some 6-0s in the next 13 games. You asked a good question. This is a very good question. Shout out to the chat pack getting active today. Do I think these games determine whether they buy or sell at the trade deadline? No, I think whether they buy or sell at the trade deadline is really up to the new owners. And I mean from a sell perspective, because when it comes to the everyday lineup, what more is there to buy? What more are you buying? You have Manny, who's going to play every day, regardless of the average. You have Tatis, who's going to play every day, regardless of the average. You have Merrill, who's going to play every day, regardless of the average. You got Sheets worked in there. You got Bogarts, who's going to play every day, regardless of the average. When Laureano comes back, he's going to play every day. That's 6 guys. That's 6 guys. So, no, you only got second base, first base, and maybe left field or right field because Tatis goes, he alternates. You don't need it. You're not going to get a catcher. Just financially, there are no good catchers. You don't have enough to give to get a high-level catcher at this particular point. So all you can really be shopping for is pitching. I've said this before. They need the guys who they're paying to hit. Tatis is now hitting. You need Merrill to start hitting. You need Xander to start hitting in a 260, 280 range. And you need Manny to turn it to Mark McGwire. Graham, shout out to the chat pack. Told y'all chat pack lit today. Graham says Laureano's out for the season. Well, there you go. So take him off. So now you need a left fielder, possibly another right fielder, because Tatis is at second base. Gavin Sheets pretty much plays first. Because if not, he puts his heels on the warning track and everything falls in front of him. I know we've all seen that. So yeah. I don't think I don't even with that news. Where's Jake Cronenworth? Is he out for the season too with this magical concussion? Well, who is the Padres medical doctor? Mr. Magoo? Like Doogie Howser? Like why do these injuries last so long? Let me see. Tariq Skubal is the only thing Padres might go for after AJ. Look, man. This ain't that hard for me either. I gotta tell you, man, I don't think. Hold on, I'm reading something. I don't think that Tariq Skubal's coming. And I'm also a firm believer that if somebody like Salas isn't here by now, he not gonna be productive. He not coming. What we once thought he was going to be, a revolutionary, like a Mike Piazza level catcher, that ain't happening. That's what I thought he would be. That's what I thought. I thought he was going to be one of the next, top line catchers in baseball when they signed him. If he ain't here by now, it ain't happening. Merrill's timeline way shorter. Tatis's timeline way shorter. If Jackson Merrill, I'm sorry, not Jackson Merrill. If Ethan Salas was the guy, he'd be here already because they're struggling. They're struggling. If anything, just to pump some really young life into this dugout, Ethan Salas would have been here already. You got injuries. Ethan Salas would have been here. You got poor play. Ethan Salas should have been here. If Ethan Salas was worth it, he'd be here. So you think Ethan Salas can't do better? Let me see. Let me see. You think Ethan Salas can't do better than 127 by Duran? The Padres started a catcher batting 127 last night. He can't do better than that. I don't care what service time you're talking about. What's good, Biggie? I don't care what service time you're talking about. I don't care what if he can't outdo what we got now at catcher, buddy, he trade bait. He trade bait for Jaws. Dun-na, dun-na, dun-na-na-na-na-na-na. He trade bait, bro. This is a sucker's bet. This is a sucker's bet. And you're going to have to pay Tariq Skubal. And so this is why, and you're going to have to give up a lot to get him. And Detroit's really turned it around lately. So he may not even want to leave. But you're going to have to pay that man. You got to show him the money. I think Padres are done showing people the money. I don't care who the new owners are. Unless it's Elon Musk with that SpaceX money. So that's where I'm at with it, man. Whether it's buying, whether it's selling. The Manny Index. Let me break down the Manny Index for people who don't know. Okay, so the Manny Index, he's been so bad at batting average, I decided to track it via the Dow Jones. So we're calling this the Manny Index, the S&P of Padre baseball. March, he was batting 200. April, 226. May, 127. And of June, as of yesterday, he's batting 213 in June. So down, up. After the first game, by the way, he's batting 333. He had one hit. That's why he's up there. That's why I started at 300. So, man. The Manny Dex, like Rolodex. The Manny Dex is alive and counting. Now, I don't know how long this is going to stay up because I got 5 kids and they got really busy hands. But as of right now, there it is. There it is. Promised and delivered. So I don't know, man. These 1-0 games are not sustainable. I hope they try to find a different way to make their way through that, but we can't keep going like this. No. This is the fastest way to Losersville. As always, man, if you're on X, holler at me on the Sporting Tribune. If you are watching this show via YouTube, please subscribe to the show. I'd appreciate it. If you are on any form of social media, shout your boy out because also, by the way, something really interesting. We're also on Twitch. We're also on what is this? Twitch and Kick. We're on Twitch and we're also on Kick. So we kicking it and we twitching it and we Facebooking it, YouTubing it, Xing it. So we trying to reach as many people as we can, man. Excuseless runner in the building. What up, dog? He says, man, GA could have stayed in Milwaukee. Giannis could have stayed in Milwaukee if he wanted to keep losing. All right, let's get to this trade. Nope, that's the draft. Nope, that's what we just talked about. Okay, here we go. Oh, Greeky. All right, look, man. Look, this trade is, in my opinion, because that's why we all here to discuss our opinions. This trade doesn't move the needle for anyone. And I'll tell you this right now. By the end of today, after what we see, what happens with this draft, there's a good chance that the Milwaukee Bucks finish with a better record in the regular season than the Miami Heat. I've seen a lot of reports on television. People are talking about if Norman Powell resigns. Why wouldn't Norman Powell resign with the Heat? Money, buddy. Norman Powell's going to go to whoever pays him the most. This idea about, Norman Powell's from San Diego. He has seen good weather. He's seen beautiful women. Where's my money? Norman Powell is going to the place that pays him the most money. The Miami Heat's team pretty much consists of Giannis, Bam Adebayo, Bobby Portis, and everybody else in the chat pack. I this this idea that Miami is going to find a player that can contribute to winning a championship. I don't care what you throw out there. That team's not better than the Knicks. Who's shooting the ball? Bam is not a three-point shooter. Bobby Portis is not a three-point shooter. Giannis is not a three-point shooter. In a league where shooting the three is vital, where shooting the three is the lifeblood of almost 60% of the teams, who's shooting threes? I hear a lot of talk about Giannis being a great defender. Who's he defending? Show me his defensive highlights of him shutting down a star player in a playoff game. I can't find it for me. Now, in the East, okay, because I heard this a lot too. I've heard this a lot too last night. This 80-point Bam game. Bam will never score 80 points again with Giannis on the court. And by the way, he was playing the Wizards that night. Okay? He was playing the Wizards. He might as well have been playing the Washington Generals, man. This idea that, and I like Bam Adebayo, I really do. But if Bam's your third or fourth best player, you might be a championship team. No lie. But if Bam and Giannis are your two best players, I'm packing the paint. I'm talking about girls' high school basketball level. I'm packing the paint. You see if you can show me you can make some threes. And I mean a lot of threes. Not just two or three. You're going to have, if you're defending Miami, we, all five of us, we just go stand in the paint. You're not driving in this. Get out of here. Oh, Davion Mitchell's their point guard. So? Who is he? What has he done? He's good defensively. He was on the Kings, at least. I haven't heard of him since he left Sacramento, and that tells you something. If somebody leaves Sacramento and you haven't heard of them since then, it went downhill, buddy. I mean, if you're telling me that you're going to pair up Bam Adebayo and Giannis, and that somehow excites you, buddy, you haven't seen them pair together at the same time. Giannis doesn't shoot jump shots. There's no floor spacing between your best two players. Your best two players have to complement each other. Giannis is not a post player. Neither is Bam. You can't throw the ball on this isn't throwing it to Tim Duncan. This ain't throwing it to Shaquille O'Neal. Hell, this ain't throwing it to Chris Webber. You need to be able to throw that ball on the block and have the other big play along the mid-range on the weak side of the ball. That guy needs to be able to crash the offensive boards. That Bam can do. But Giannis isn't a mid-range jump shooter. He's a downhill roller. So the way this is played out, the way this trade played out, Milwaukee won the trade. They got two first-round picks in 2031. I think my kids will be in high school by then. I don't know how long the hell those picks have gone. They got Khalil Ware. I like Khalil Ware a lot. Tyler Hero's whatever. He's a better version of Austin Reeves. So I just, it is what it is. It literally is what it is. What the Miami Heat gave up was the parts from a team that finished 10th. What the Milwaukee Bucks gave up was the parts, the engine on a team that didn't make the playoffs. So it was really nothing for nothing. Giannis, the player, sounds great. But when people were saying that, oh, they're going to trade him to Boston for Jaylen Brown, I'm like, Milwaukee wins that trade. Jaylen Brown's younger, has a championship, has a finals MVP, can dribble, can shoot, can make free throws, can defend his position. Giannis cannot make threes, cannot make free throws. And we don't know if he can defend his position because who have we seen him guard on a consistent basis? Giannis's height was 5 years ago. When you watched him battle KD, when you watched him put up 50 in a closeout game against the Suns in the NBA Finals, that was 5 years ago. That was 5 years ago. So this idea that you're getting that version of him, he's been injured 2 of the last 3 years, and I mean out for major parts of the year injured. Now he says he could have played last year. The Bucks said they didn't want him to play because they were protecting the asset. Nonetheless, he didn't take the court. They fired multiple coaches because of this guy. They put themselves in, the Bucks have put themselves in financial hell to try to give this guy the right players around him. Why the hell would you sign Miles Turner if it wasn't for Giannis? But now if you look at their roster, they got some guys who can get up and down. So we'll see. You pretty much got most of the parts that got you the 10th seed or the 9th seed in a play-in in the last year's NBA playoffs. And if you're the Heat, you got a guy who didn't play at the end of the year, and his team didn't make the playoffs at all. So good luck, man. Good luck. I wouldn't be shocked if the Bucks finished with a better record than Miami. I wouldn't be shocked if it came down to game 1 of the NBA play-in tournament, and it was the Bucks against the Heat. Because the roster right now has nothing on it. And because the way the NBA salary cap works now and the second apron, I don't really see them adding much. I mean, if I'm wrong, let me know. If y'all disagree with what I'm saying, let me know. Biggie says, oh, Milwaukee won this trade, especially with getting the draft picks too. Miami played themselves. I agree. Finally, Giannis being traded. I'm so tired of the fake trade deals and the news. Come on, move on. I agree. I agree. I 100% agree. I think pretty much Milwaukee got the upside of this deal. I believe in 2031, I don't know where Giannis is going to be. I don't know where Bam's going to be. I don't know where Miami is going to be. I don't know where Pat Riley, the person who made this deal, will be in 2031. So I thought the Julius Randle move was really a nothing burger too. I saw the trade that the Celtics offered for Giannis was Jaylen Brown and some picks. If I'm the fans of Milwaukee, we let a guy who won a title for us for the first time since Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, aka Lou Alcindor, and we got I don't know the winnings from a dice game. I don't know. Well, we got back, what was left over from the poker tournament. I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll see. I like the trade for Milwaukee way more than I like the trade for Miami because, structurally, it just doesn't fit. Structurally, it doesn't fit. But let's see what they do with it. Yeah, I definitely will be watching. I definitely will be watching. The NBA draft is tonight. Big draft. Big draft. I think we all know who's going to go number 1. So I think AJ DeBonsa goes number 1. Now, the number 2 pick, to me, is in play. Because I honestly believe the Utah Jazz, they took Ace Bailey last year, who had a lot of red flags. I honestly don't see them taking Darian Peterson because of the red flags. They asked him recently about what did he think of the NBA playoffs? He said, I got a new dog I haven't been watching. This is from a guy who didn't play because of cramps. This is from a guy, if you got Bill Self a couple of drinks at the bar, he'd tell you that was one of the worst players he's ever coached. The red flags are there on this guy. Now, he's too good. He's too good to fall. He's too good to fall, but the red flags are everywhere on this guy. If Utah takes him and he doesn't get along with Ace Bailey, that you could see that coming. You could see that. I think that at number 2, the pick is the pick is Boozer. Not Carlos Boozer, the daddy, the son. The pick is Boozer. In my opinion, The pick is Boozer. It allows you to let Walker Kessler walk in a sign-in trade where you can still get something back for him because the Jazz love hoarding picks now. You get something back for Walker Kessler in a sign-in trade. You didn't allow Boozer. You have a front court of Boozer, Jaren Jackson Jr., who was Defensive Player of the Year at one point in time recently, and Lauri Markkanen. That's your front court. Your back court is Ace Bailey and Keontae George. That is a fun, competitive team with 2 top 5 picks on it. I would rather, as Utah, I would rather go with that. I would rather take a swing with that than to bring in Darren Peterson and Ace Bailey and Keontae George, 3 guys who want to shoot. And then you have Lauri Markkanen who needs to shoot to be effective because I've watched him on the Chicago Bulls and the Charlotte Hornets not shoot and be absolutely ineffective standing in the corner. And that's what's about to happen to him if you get Darren Peterson on that team. Jaren Jackson will get his because he can get it off the backboard. Jaren Jackson will get his because he can get it off the backboard. Keontae George will get his because he's got the ball in his hands. You've got Darren Peterson out here telling people he's a point guard. The flags are there. The flags are there. And again, the flags only get worse because you can't let Memphis take them and you can't let Chicago take them. Chicago doesn't have the infrastructure, and Memphis ain't enough cops. There ain't enough cops in Memphis to have Darren Peterson and John Morant on the same team. No. You're going to need the National Guard. They can leave the reflection pool at D.C. and patrol Memphis because you're going to need them. So I don't know, man. I think at number two, as much as we know the 4 players, we just don't know where. I think 1's off the board because I think the Bonza goes 1. I think he should go 1. And then 2, 3, and 4, if Peterson doesn't go 2, everything goes crazy. I believe everything goes crazy. I think everything goes crazy if Peterson doesn't go 2. Ronaldo scored again. Ronaldo got 2? Good, because he was not great last game. Let me check the score now. I'm gonna get back to this, but let me see what we got here. Yeah, Ronaldo strikes early. Okay, Ronaldo. Way to show your resolve, dog. Because people was cutting you up, boy. People was cutting Ronaldo up after that last one. Dublin Forever says, Miami won't even be top 4 seed. I 100% agree. What up, Aztec? What up, Aztec Technology? You late, but it's all good. Sometimes I'm late, and it's my voice on the show. Biggie says, I've been saying the Warriors should trade for Kessler for years before anyone knew who he was because we would be great with Steph. Yeah, they can't do that now, buddy. I mean, technically, again, Utah loves to hoard picks. If you told me the Golden State Warriors were going to call Utah and give up the 11th pick for Walker Kessler in a sign-in trade, the Jazz would 100% do that. All right, that's what I'm saying. Tonight's going to be interesting. I think tonight's going to be like me in prom in high school. I might have come with somebody, but I'm not leaving with them. I'm just saying. When I was in high school, went to 3 proms, 1 for 3 with who I came with. Just telling you. You go get there, but you might not leave with the person you came with. That's going to be the NBA draft tonight. That first hat you get might not be your last hat of the night. That's all. I think if Peterson doesn't go 2 tonight, I think that's going to leave the pieces on the board are going to start moving everywhere. The pieces on the board are going to start moving, man. And we'll just have to wait and see. We'll absolutely have to wait and see. But I'm game. I think that's what we want, man. I think that's really what we want. So I think the draft's going to be fun. Draft's going to be exciting. I'm excited about it. I think it'll be a good night. Let's hop into some of this chat before we get out of here. Biggie says Miami will have a top 5 defense, but won't win much because you have the shooters to hit threes consistently. Yeah, I don't know. Are you playing for Miami for the minimum? I mean, that's going to be the question around the league now. Will you play for the Miami Heat for the league minimum? If you're a shooter, do you look at this team? Look at it like this, right? If I'm a vet, do I want to go play at Oklahoma City, San Antonio, Los Angeles, or Miami? Because those are the we need a couple shooters. Here's a couple dollars. That's the question. That's the question. If I'm a shooter in the NBA and I'm looking at the landscape, do I want to go live in Los Angeles and shoot threes there? Do I want to go to San Antonio and shoot threes there? Do I want to go to Oklahoma City for cheap and shoot threes there? Do I want to go to Miami and shoot threes for cheap? Here's the problem. Miami's real estate through the roof. Like Manny's index is through the floor. The real estate in Miami is through the roof, buddy. The real estate in Miami is highway robbery. You will be in the league playing for the minimum, living in a studio in South Beach. Do you want to go to San Antonio and be the vet in that young gun situation? That's what I would do if I'm looking for a championship. Do you want to do that in OKC? That's what I would do if I'm looking for a championship. If I'm thinking lifestyle, do I want to come shoot threes for cheap in Los Angeles? Yeah. Yeah. Because I know Bron going to pass it. I know Bron going to pass it to me in the shooter's pocket. I know Luka going to see me in that corner. I don't know if Giannis will. It's crowded now. It's crowded in the paint. I hope somewhere on vacation or at an Aces game, Bam at halftime is practicing threes. Corner threes, elbow threes. I hope so. I hope Bam is with Asia Wilson right now somewhere, working on his three-pointer. Because you holding the ball, dribbling against 5 people, Bam, somebody else finna do that now. I'm just saying. Oh, this is Biggie. Don't forget, there are other incentives to living in South Beach. You know what I'm saying? I do. The women are spectacular. The women are absolutely spectacular. The weather is A+. And in California, the government, them taxes, gonna tap that pocket. The taxes gonna tap that pocket, big fella. But if you in the league, that property tax gonna tap your pocket in Florida, big fella. That's the secret they don't tell you about. There's no state tax in Florida. The property tax is a motherfucker, though. That's a quiet secret they don't tell you. That property tax is a bitch in Florida. Ain't no state tax. No, you're right. People are like, oh, you can save so much money by living in Texas and Florida. That's no state tax. You get that goddamn property tax at the end of the year for your house. Boop, 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 boop. Brr. I don't know. Tote Mexica says Miami has consistently done this throughout the years, and it works out well for them. Not always. It didn't work with Bam. Jimmy got them to the finals at the 8th seed. They didn't win. So if you get to the finals, you don't win. What's it worth to you? That wasn't sustainable. Last topic, because we had the 40-minute mark. Okay, unless something else piques my interest. Last topic, slight pivot. Manny Machado for Denver straight up. Win-win for both teams. No. See, let me help you, Double M Forever. When you take out your trash, you're supposed to put it in the dumpster. You don't take your trash out and exchange trash with the neighbor across the street. That's not how you take the trash out, buddy. You don't hand your neighbor your garbage and he hand you his garbage. That's not how it works. It's a hard no for me. It's a hard no. As a matter of fact, that's a hell no. Lots of L's. Lots of all cap NOs. Capital N, capital O. I like the idea though. There's no such thing as a bad question. Uh Also, Biggie says the other big secret people miss is sales tax, which everyone has to pay. Yeah, man. Folks, these folks in these they think they got you. People don't read the fine print, man. People always read the headline. They don't read the article. The sales tax in Florida, the property tax in Florida and in Texas, gargantuan. The house always wins, buddy. The house always wins. All right, y'all. This has been hot. I enjoyed it. Good day. Shout out to everybody who came in the show today. As always. Oh, by the way, USA game against, I guess they don't call it Turkey anymore. Tukur. Tuke. Tukur. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. What's going on here? Well, what is this? Whoa, I don't know what's going on here. So yeah. Good day. Good chat. Ask Technology, JB, do you ever have AP on? I haven't had him on yet. I was at his birthday party about what's this been? I put the picture up when I was at his birthday party. He'll come on. Probably to talk about soccer. He'll come on at some point. I'll reach out to him today and see what's up with him. See if he wants to come on tomorrow. Oh, maybe I'll have him come on, talk about what he's seen in the World Cup so far and what's going on with him. Do I like the Bulls trade? Yeah, actually, I do like the Bulls trade a lot. I love Nick Claxton. I think Nick Claxton is going to be a good addition. And if they take Caleb Wilson tonight, you now have two really young, but very young, very athletic, very energetic front line. You have Boo Zealous, who I think averaged 16 points last year. He was on the list for most improved. You have Josh Giddey running point, getting these guys the ball, pick and roll, lobs. I think I think the Bulls are in good shape. I think they also have some money to look at a guy like Norman Powell and outbid Miami for him. So I think there's a lot of possibilities for the Bulls roster and the Bulls payroll. So I think there's going to be some. I think the Bulls are going in the right direction now with the new general manager and the new head coach. So I like what they did. Absolutely. Going to be at SoFi the 28th. Anyone going to the match? That's a knockout round. Nice. Way to score them tickets. No, the Bulls are not a playoff contender. Fun to watch, though. I think they'll be fun to watch. I don't think they'll be a playoff contender. All right, y'all. I think that's it for me today. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Take care and see who goes number 2 tonight. I'm telling you, the draft starts at 2. You know what I might do? I might just go live during the draft and just kind of chat my way through it, at least for the lottery. No, I'll probably stay around to the 15th pick. Maybe that's what I'll do. Tonight, I'll try to stay around to the 15th pick, but I also think I'm live in Vegas tonight. I'm live in Vegas tonight at around 5:00, so maybe not. Let me see. I'm going on the air with the people in ESPN Las Vegas at 5:25. So I'll be live on the air in Vegas at 5:25. So I'll figure it out, though. I'll figure it out. Maybe I'll do a double feed. We'll see. I'll holler at y'all, man. Peace.